My name is Scoop. This isn't my story. This is hers. Mara, the shield bearer, the sniper, my best friend. And this is the day I watched her save us all. We weren't looking for a boss fight that day. We were just out in the ruins, doing what survivors do now, scavenging for ammo, rations, anything that wasn't on fire. The world had already ended. Something from another dimension tore through our reality and never left. Cities turned into graveyards. Skies turned sick and red. Every corner of the map had something that wanted us dead. But that day, it was just me, Mara, Vance, and Betty. Yeah, Betty. Our German shepherd. Good girl. Good nose. Better instincts than any scanner we ever carried. We were picking through what used to be an office tower. Mara was on overwatch. Vance was stacking supplies. I was cracking jokes to keep us from thinking too hard. Betty froze first, ears up, tail stiff, low growl. She wasn't looking at a doorway. She was staring at the floor. Vance followed her line of sight and saw it before I did. This faint, angry glow bleeding through the cracked concrete. Heat signature, he said, too focused to be natural. I said something stupid like, probably just a busted pipe. Mara didn't answer. She just knelt, brushed the dust aside. And there it was, a ring of twisted roots, black and charred, pressed into the ground like something had grown straight out of the underworld. There was light underneath them, pulsing, slow and steady, like a heartbeat. Mara looked at me. I knew that look. We shouldn't. We have to. She reached out and touched the root. It didn't open. It grabbed us. The world cracked in half. Light, heat, static, and we were gone. We hit the ground hard. Ash everywhere. Air so hot it hurt to breathe. Stone melted and cooled in weird waves across the floor. Betty whined and stayed close, eyes scanning. Vance checked his rifle. I checked mine. Mara was already standing, already aiming. That's when we heard it, a groan, like wood, burning from the inside. The ground shook. A shadow rose out of the fire at the far end of the arena. Vines, bark, sap glowing like lava. A dragon. If dragons were carved from burning forests and possessed by something that hated the idea of mercy. Our HUD pinged the name. Singe, the Ashen Tyrant. 10 out of 10, I remember saying. Absolutely not. Mara didn't laugh. She just said, positions. Mara fired first. That particle accelerator of hers kicked like a cannon. First shot punched straight into Singe's shoulder, ripping bark and flame out the back. Vance set up to the left. Controlled bursts. No panic. That man never wasted a bullet. Betty sprinted ahead, barking, cutting off the first ember-skinned minions that crawled out of the cracks. Me. I blinked. One snap, and I was 20 feet closer. Another, and I was behind the first minion wave. The hero's sword felt light in my hand. When I swung, the tore open the air, left a glowing crescent hanging there for half a second. Then it flew, arc wave. It sliced through 3 minions and slammed into Singe's leg. Didn't do much more than annoy him, but it got his attention. We danced like that for a while. Mara laying down precise, brutal shots. Vance hammering weak spots. Betty dragging us out of stupid positions. Me blinking in and out. Carving lanes with arc waves so the others could breathe. For a little while, we almost looked like we knew what we were doing. Then Singe got serious. He drew in this massive breath, and every flame in the arena leaned toward him, like the world was exhaling. The firestorm that came out of that thing. You don't forget that kind of heat. I barely had time to blink back before it hit. Mara slammed her hands outward, and the shield dome burst into existence around us. Blue-white energy, humming like a live wire. The flame hit it and spread, trying to eat its way in. Betty was barking her head off. Vance was reloading, calm but fast. Inside that dome, we were safe for a second, just a second. You could see the strain in Mara's face. When the fire finally died, the dome flickered and dropped. She staggered a bit. "You good?" I asked. "Keep moving," she said, which in Mara speak meant, "No, not really, but I'm not done yet." We pushed. Minions, fire jets, shock waves. It all blurred into one long heartbeat of noise. At one point, Singe screamed. Not a roar, a psychic hit. The sound hit my skull like a hammer. My vision ghosted. Betty yelped and hit the ground. Mara's dome absorbed most of it, but I watched it crack like glass. When it fell, she dropped to one knee. That's when Vance rushed in. He yanked the crystal heart off his belt. That strange relic we found weeks back slammed it right into her chest plate. The thing flashed like a star going off. Light exploded outward in a wave. My HUD lit up. Betty stood again, stronger. My armor recalibrated. Mara's breathing steadied. Her eyes opened. That same look. "We're not done."
"Oh no!"
"On your feet," she said. And we were. Time stretched. Singe moved faster. Fire hit harder. Minions came in thicker waves. Betty saved Vance from a fire geyser that would have cooked him alive. Vance laid down cover fire that saved me from getting surrounded. More than once I saw Mara's health dip so low, I thought that was it. But every time we fell apart, she pulled us back together with a shield dome, with a buff wave of energy that wrapped around us like armor with a quick word over comms. "Left flank. Back up. Blink scoop. Now." She kept us alive long after we should have been dead. There was this moment. I remember it clearer than anything. Singe reared up, burning sap pouring from the cracks in its chest. The arena was fire and smoke and broken stone.
Mara, please pick me
Mara
up.
had just taken a hit. Her shield was offline. Her rifle was recharging. Vance was pinned down. I looked at the thing and thought, if we don't hurt it now, that's it. So
The tail is
I
off.
blinked. 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
times. I climbed a shattered pillar
Let's go.
like an idiot with a death wish.
Let's go, boys.
Betty was barking herself hoarse
Bang
below me.
attack!
Vance was shouting something I didn't hear. Up there, above the fire, I could see the pattern of its movements, the rhythm of the way its chest pulsed, the glow under the bark. I gripped the hero sword with both hands, swung with everything I had left. The arc wave that came out didn't just fly, it roared. A massive crescent of blue-white energy slammed straight into Singe's chest and carved it open. For the first time, we saw its core, a furnace made of hate. "Mara!" I yelled. "That's your shot!" Her rifle was already glowing. I don't know when she started charging it. Maybe she decided before I did. The particle accelerator on her shoulder screamed with power. You could see the heat distorting the air around it. Her armor was blistering from the inside. I dropped back down, blink barely functioning. Vance moved closer, like he was ready to pull her out by force. "Mara, don't," I said. She didn't even look at me. "You'll die," Vance said. Silence for half a second. Then she just smiled. Small. Sad. Final. "Keep him off me," she said. That was it. That was the last order she ever gave. We moved. Betty threw herself at any minion that got close. Vance held the line with brutal, disciplined bursts. I blinked on fumes, arcwave cutting down anything that tried to flank her. Behind us, Singe pulled in every flame in the arena. Fire streams bent toward its maw. Sky dimmed. Mara stood alone in front of that monster, rifle humming like it was about to become a star. The charge hit its peak. I heard her take one long breath. Her voice over comms was steady. "Big!" The rifle's light went from white to blinding. Bang! The ground shook. Attack. The world turned into light. The blast tore through Singe's exposed core, through the arena, through everything. I didn't see her fall. There was too much light, too much ending.
You got the doc? Dragon. Yep. About to die. Hopefully this still some oh no! Dragon is dead. Is it dead? Killed each other.
When the fire finally died, there was no dragon, no minions, no boss, just a crater burned into the world, and no Mara. Betty was pacing, whining, nose in the ash, searching. Vance stood completely still. I walked to the center. The stone was still glowing. Ash swirled around my boots. That's when I saw it. Singe's tail, or what was left of it, half buried in the burned rock, reshaped into something long, terrible, and beautiful. A sword, forged from the remains of a dragon that killed a world, fire crawling through its veins like a living thing. I reached out and grabbed the hilt. The moment my hand closed around it, the world glitched. Not like a game crashing, like reality stuttered. The ember blade flickered. Fire 1 second, static the next. I felt something slam through my chest. That wasn't pain. Warmth. Recognition. A presence I knew better than my own reflection. Betty backed up, ears down, whining. Vance took a step forward, gun half raised, then stopped, stunned. For a heartbeat, the whole arena pulsed around me, like I'd been plugged into something deeper than the ground. And in that pulse, I felt her. Mara. Not just a memory, or not a ghost. Her. The same stubborn fire, the same iron will, the same warmth. Standing right there in the space between heartbeats. I didn't see her. I didn't hear her clearly, but I knew. I closed my eyes, tightened my grip on the blade, and whispered, "Mara, thank you." The ember blade answered with a soft, rising glow. Ah. Then the sky broke, not physically, in my HUD. Static crawled across my vision. Text flickered into being above the ruined arena, like some invisible system was suddenly very interested in us. Signal 13. Termination confirmed. Subject, Mara. Another flicker. Neural signature retrieved. Personality matrix uploaded. Status active. I didn't understand it. Vance just stared. Betty growled at the empty air. But in my hand the ember blade pulsed again, in time with my heartbeat. And, beneath the static scratching at the edge of my hearing, I swear I heard her, just once, faint, glitched. But her. Scoop, I'm still here. Then it was gone. The sky went quiet. People say Mara died that day. They're wrong. Her body burned. Yeah. But the system, whatever's behind all these gates and bosses and anomalies, it took her, copied her, uploaded her. Memories, personality, everything that made her her. Somewhere out there, beyond the fire and the ash and the broken code of this reality, Mara is still running, still fighting, still shielding people who don't even know her name. Me, Vance, and Betty, we walked out of that crater alive, but I've never felt less alone than when I hold this blade. It glitches sometimes when I swing it. The flames flicker blue for a second, like a shield dome trying to form. Sometimes my HUD flickers with her old coordinates. Sometimes when things get really bad, I feel that same familiar presence at my back, like she's there, watching, judging, smirking, making sure I don't screw it up. If you're hearing this, know this much. Mara didn't die saving the world. She died saving us, and somehow, through whatever hell Signal 13 really is, she's still here, fighting the long run. One more run. Forever.
If you are hearing this, and you have not yet been uploaded, consider yourself fortunate. You've just witnessed the tale of an unsung heroic team, fighting on borrowed time. This has been The Firegate, a Signal 13 Chronicle, brought to you by Nerd Squared, with visuals taken from Remnant. From the ashes, Signal 13. One more run is not finished with us. More transmissions are being detected. More echoes, more sightings, more names waiting to be logged. Prepare yourself. The next signal is already moving.
Neural signature retrieved. Personality matrix uploaded. Status active.